Welcome to the Diamond Group of Institutions NEET and JSET online classes. Today's class is environmental issues. So in the environmental issues, some questions we have to discuss. So first question is, sound above what level is considered an noise pollution? So sound pollution means undesirable or undescribed sound we call as a sound pollution or also called as a noise pollution. Actually, sound pollution also included under the noise pollution. In the year of 1981, that sound pollution has ended. Later in the year of 1987, that noise pollution also included under the air pollution. So here the question is based upon the which decibel levels, otherwise based upon the which level of sound we can call as a sound pollution. So according to the Indian government, human beings can hear the sound. That sound should be present as a 80 decibels. So here, which is the sound will be going to hearing up to the 80 decibels. It is not cause any harm to the human beings. If the sound level, it will be going to increase more than 80 decibels, the eardrums or the ears will be going to break down and the persons will be going to lose the complete or permanent hearing capacity. So that's why Indian government was decided, so the sound should present more than 80 decibels, that is called as a noise pollution. So answer is above 80 decibels. It's called as a noise pollution or sound pollution. And the next question is, which are the following statements is incorrect regarding junk cultivation? The question from the deforestation. So here forested land is converted into deforested land by cutting down of the trees. So some of the people will be going to cut down the trees and later they will be going to use for the agriculture and later these land will be going to giving as some period of the time for the recovery. So like that the forest land is converted into deforested land. So in the one method it's a junk cultivation. It's also called as slash burning agriculture. So based upon this, we have to choose the incorrect statement. Option A, it is also called as a shifting cultivation and has resulted into the deforestation. Yes, some of the peoples who are they live in a forest areas, those peoples are they will be going to shifted from the one place into the other place for the few days, and when they are present at the particular location, at the time they will going to protect the trees and they will be going to use the land for the agriculture. After the completion of some period of the time, these peoples will be going shifted into the other places. Again, they will be going to cut down the trees into other areas. In between these two, they will going to give some period of the time for the recovery of this land. So option A is also called as a shifting cultivation. Why we call as it is a shifting cultivation? Because the peoples will be going continuously rotated. They will not stick on a one place in a forest. So they will be going to continuously rotating or they will shifted from the one place into other place. So that it leads into the deforestation. Option A is a correct statement. And option B, in junk cultivation, agriculture, crops are grown in between rows of planted trees. So according to the B option, here these are the 3 rows. In between these are we can call as a 3 rows. Here in between these 3 roses, crops are they will be going to cultivated. So based upon this option B, in junk cultivation means one of the area the peoples will be going to cut down the trees and later those are the plant materials will be going to burn and that land will be going to use for the agriculture. But here option B they given as a agriculture will be going done in between the trees. That is rows of trees. In between the rows of the trees they will not use as a agricultural land. So option B is an incorrect statement. And option C, a time gap of several years required for the every required for the recovery of the land after the cultivation. So means in these of the gem cultivation, they needed the time for the cultivation recovery of this land. So they will be going to give some time for the recovery of this deforested land is converted into a rainforest. And option D means option C also right statement on option D. It involves cutting down of trees of the forest, burning of the plant remains, and then using the land for farming. So option D also. After cutting down of the trees, those are will be going to use for the agriculture. Later again they will be going to using as a agriculture or farm. So option D also right statement only. Out of this four right statement it is B. And coming to the next one, hydrogen sulfide process. It's a gas. It processes into option A, eye irritation, throat irritation, and nausea, defoliation, and reduce the growth in plants. See now, hydrogen sulfide, the gas will be prone to effects into the eye irritation, inflammation of the eyes, and the throat irritation by taking by the entry of this gas into the body. Throat infections will be noted. Defoliation and reduce the growth of plant. Loss of the leaves means the green leaves will be converted into the dry, and the leaves will be going to loss, and the plant growth will be going to reduce, because if the plant leaves are lost, photosynthesis is not occurred, they are unable to prepare much food material, so automatically growth will be going to prevented. And option D they given as a all of this. So not only these H2S gas, most of the gases what they cause means which are the gases are available in a environment, those should be present as a particular concentration. If the concentration level was increased or decreased, automatically the plant growth will be going to reduce, and some of the diseases will going to get into the human beings like as eye irritation and throat infection and nausea. So answer it is a all of this. And next question, the government of India has passed the Environmental Act in the year of. Indian government was started, it will not pass the Environment Protection Act in the year of 1986. Is a direct question. So answer is a 1986 C. Next question. Which of the following options shows the incorrect differences between eutrophication and biomagnification? So here they are asking about the differences between eutrophication and biomagnification. That too incorrect statement is eutrophication is a refer the increase the natural aging of lake with the enrichment of nutrients. So lake age is increased, at the same time nutrient concentration of the river water also will be going to increase. That is called as eutrophication. And coming to the biomagnification, it increases the concentration of toxicant at the successive profit level. So that is also we are seeing in the water pollutions. So in this eutrophication and biomagnification, both are we are seeing the examples of the water pollution. So under the eutrophication, water concentration and the nutrient concentration of the lake will be going to increase, and the biomagnification increase of toxic concentration. Toxicant means poisonous nature is increased for the every successive profit level. That's called as a biomagnification. Based on this, the differences, which is the incorrect statement we have identified. Option A, it does not result in organic loading. It does not result in organic loading. So you know about the eutrophication. So continuously adding these wastewater in a river. So these are the river nutrient concentration will be going to increase. If the river nutrient concentration is increased, means the river organic concentration also will be going to increase. Organic matter also will be going to increase. So waste materials was released from the homes, otherwise from the factories, they will be going to added or released into the rivers. So that river water nutrient concentration, otherwise organic matter will be going to increase. But option A is given as it does not result in organic loading. Always in a eutrophication, organic loading is occurred. And option in the biomagnification, it leads to organic loading. See now here, biomagnification does not lead into the organic loading. eutrophication can lead into the organic loading. So the options are given as a reverse. It should be present in does not result into the organic loading that belongs into the biomanipulation. It's lead the organic loading that belongs into the eutrophication. And option B, it found only in aquatic ecosystem. Yes, eutrophication can found in only the aquatic ecosystem because eutrophication means enrichment of the nutrients of lake. Means lake contained as a river. Means water. So water nutrient concentration is increased. So that's why it is called as it is found only in aquatic ecosystem. And a biomanipulation is found in all types of ecosystem. Yes, it is found in all types of the ecosystems. That is in a aquatic ecosystem and the normal ecosystem. That is air also. If example for the biomanipulation in aquatic ecosystem, we are taken as DDT. DDT we are taken. So, like as a DDT in the air or in the environment, mercury. So these are the better examples for the biomanipulation. Both of the toxic concentration will be going to increase for the successive profit level. So we can see it as a biomanipulation in any way. And option C, it refers to the natural aging of a lake due to the nutrient enrichment. It is the definition for eutrophication. And it refers to the increase in concentration of the toxicant at a successive profit level. This is the definition for the biomanipulation. And option D, there is presence of bloom formation. When we see into the eutrophication, if the organic matter is more, so automatically in the water green algae will be going to survive. Algal blooms will be going to form. So in the eutrophication, bloom formation takes place. In the biomanipulation, there is absence of bloom formation. In the biomanipulation, bloom formation is absent. So out of the given options, incorrect statement belongs into the differences of eutrophication and biomanipulation. It is A only because these are the statements are given in a reverse direction. So that's why it does not result in organic loading. It's not belongs into eutrophication. It's considered as a biomanipulation. So answer is A only. And next question. The table shows the oxygen level number of green plants and fishes in river following through 4 term wise P, Q, R and S. So they given as one tabular problem. So these are the tabular problem. P, Q, R, S 4 terms are given. In these are the 4 terms oxygen level they given. In these are the oxygen level of the plants and some fishes they mentioned. Based on that, which town is most likely to be discharged untreated sewage? So you know that at the time of microbes in human health, we are discussed those are the sewage water treatment. Untreated sewage water means these untreated sewage water. Sewage water means municipal waste water we call as a sewage water. So these are the municipal waste water we are treated for the sewage treatment plants. We can reduce the BOD values. Organic matter will be reduced in a water. So here they are asking about the we are going to add it into the untreated sewage water. That sewage water is fall or they can move through the P, Q, R and 4 terms. So oxygen levels are they given as sum, and these based upon these oxygen levels, number of the plants and number of the fishes will increase or decrease. So you want to know that here untreated sewage water means BOD values are more. Biochemical oxygen demand is more. If the BOD values are more, that water we call as impure water. Means in that water organic matter is more. Organic matter is more. So now you see here based upon this untreated sewage water, the terms of P, Q, R and S oxygen level we are taken as. So according to these untreated sewage water, biochemical oxygen demand is more. Means availability of oxygen it should be less, but they given as option P high, and the green plants are few and fishes are many. Actually in the untreated sewage water BOD values are more, so oxygen concentrations are less, but they given as a high. For suppose if the oxygen concentration is more means number of the plants also should be more. But so that's why P is incorrect. And Q. Similarly, they given as a high, more, and more. So if the oxygen concentration is like high, according to the option here, untreated sewage water means biochemical oxygen demand is more, not into the availability of oxygen. Here also oxygen concentration is given as a high, so Q also incorrect. Then they given as a many. So if the oxygen concentration is more means automatically many number of the plants and many number of fishes will become more. But here question they given as a question they are asked as a untreated sewage water. In the untreated sewage water, BOD values are more, availability of oxygen is less into the organisms. And now option C means town or oxygen level is low, green plants are few, fishes also few. So biochemical oxygen demand is more means availability of oxygen is less. If the availability of oxygen is less, number of the plants also less, and number of the aquatic animals also, that is fishes also less. And town S, BOD values are more means oxygen level is low and given as a many plants. So here the oxygen levels are less means number of the plants also should be less. So correct statement is which town is most likely to be discharged untreated sewage water. If you are going to add it into the 4 towns as a PQRS, out of the 4 towns untreated sewage water it will be going to pass down this through. At the time answer, that is the option R means answer C, town or oxygen level is less. If the oxygen level is less means number of the plants also less, and the oxygen level is less means in the water few animals will be going to present. So answer is a C, town R. And next question, if there is no greenhouse effect, then the average temperature at surface of earth would have been. So it is also direct question only. So greenhouse effect, we know that 4 gases will be going to cause the greenhouse effects and the earth temperature will be going to increase. If the greenhouse effect is completely absent, the earth temperature should be very low, that is minus 18 degrees. Because of the presence of the greenhouse gases on the in the atmosphere, nowadays the average temperature we are not considering as a 15. Even if the greenhouse gases are present, the average temperature is 15. But the question they are asking, if the greenhouse gases are absent, the surface of earth temperature should be present as minus 18 degrees centigrade. They at the time that surviving of the living organisms is very difficult. So answer is a D. Next question. Which are the following statements regarding ozone is incorrect? So in the atmosphere, different levels there will be going present. Those are exosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere, and troposphere. So Earth is surrounded by the different layers. Those are the different layers we are seeing in the atmosphere. So you can imagine this is the Earth. So on the surface of the Earth immediately it will present as a troposphere, and towards the Earth last layer it is a exosphere. So now they are asking the question, it is which is the following statement regarding ozone is incorrect? About the ozone layer is incorrect statement. So generally here troposphere we call as a bad ozone, stratosphere we call as a good ozone, because here from the earth to first sphere or first layer it's called as troposphere. Means from the earth different types of the greenhouse gases and chlorofluorocarbons, different types of gases will go releases. Those all of the gases are surrounded on the surface of Earth. They are present near on the surface of Earth. They are present at the troposphere. So that is the reason troposphere we call as a bare ozone. Upper layer of the troposphere, stratosphere is present. That stratosphere layer we call as a ozone layer. You know the function of ozone. It can prevent the entry of UV rays from the sun. So this stratosphere presents the upper layer of the troposphere. So based on the ozone layer. Option A, good ozone is formed in lower atmosphere, troposphere, which bad ozone is present in the upper part of the atmosphere, stratosphere. So option A only here. They are asking based upon the statement. Actually, the ozone layer was present as a stratosphere, and the bad ozone it is present as a troposphere, because these are the troposphere. It contain as different types of the chlorofluorocarbons and greenhouse gases are there present. And good ozone, it's present at the stratosphere. So but here they mention as a good ozone is formed lower atmosphere. So good ozone it was present in stratosphere, not into the troposphere. And bad ozone it was present in troposphere, not into the stratosphere. So option A it is a incorrect statement. And let's see B, C and D. The thickness of ozone is measured in the terms Dobson units. Units of the ozone layer is a Dobson only. Dobson, one of the scientists, based upon his name, we are going to measure as we are going to giving the units for ozone layer thickness. So Dobson units. And option C, Montreal Protocol was signed at Montreal, Canada in the year of 1987, become effective in 1989 to control the emission of ozone depleting substances. So Montreal Protocol it was signed at Canada in the year of 1987. So what's the use and why these are the Montreal Protocol was implemented? What's the main aim of the Montreal Protocol? So a few countries will be going to they made a sign that they made into a protocol. That main aim is they have to reduce the aim of the emission of chlorofluorocarbons. If the chlorofluorocarbon emission it will be going to reduce, means automatically the thickness of the ozone layer. The thickness of the ozone layer will not get any effect. So that's why option C and D correct, and option D none of this. Means A, B, C they given, B and C statements are, and this A statement is incorrect, but the question they are asking about the incorrect statement only. So incorrect statement is A, and B and C statements are correct. Answer is A only. And next one, Euro 3 norms were stipulated to control sulfur content at 350 ppm in A and 150 ppm in B, and aromatic hydrocarbons are to be contained at C. So in the air pollution, to reduce the air pollution, Indian government was made into the Euro 2 and Euro 3 norms, European emission standards, that Euro means. So based upon that, it can reduce the control of sulfur content at 350 parts per million, that is in diesel, and in A, that is A represented as here, in A represented as a diesel, and 150 parts per million in B. So the sulfur concentration it have reduced in a diesel 350 parts per million and 150 parts per million in petrol. So A and B respectively diesel and petrol. And aromatic hydrocarbons are to be contained at. So in these are the petrol and the diesel, aromatic hydrocarbon should be present as a 42%. According to the Euro 3 and 2, then given into the sum of the concentration of sulfur and concentration of sulfur in diesel and petrol and aromatic hydrocarbons in a petrol and diesel, that is given as 42%. So by using these measurements, by the following of these measurements of the diesel and petrol, they can reduce the air pollution. So here A, B, C respectively will be going to present as 350 parts per million as diesel, and 150 parts per million B is represented as a petrol, and high aromatic hydrocarbons to be contained at the C, it should be 42%. So answer is B. And next question, the term terror of Bengal is used for. So we know this terror of Bengal, Itonia plant species, Itonia plant it is. This Itonia plant will be imported into the India while the transporting of wheat. So now here Itonia is called as terror of Bengal because here Itonia plants are they can absorb or they can drains much amount of the water. They can drain the much amount of the oxygen from the water. So if the water having aquatic animals, the aquatic animals are they will not get proper oxygen. So based on that, these Itonia tressa species we call as a terror of Bengal. So they given as a alder bloom, Itonia tressa and Escherichia coli and Pseudomonas. So answer is Itonia tressa. It's called as a terror of Bengal. Yes. Next question is match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct options from given below. Column 1, column 2. Column 1 they given as nitrates, e-waste, mercury, DDT, PAN, and column 2 primary pollutant, Minamata disease, and secondary pollutant, blue baby syndrome, electric wastes. See now here we have to match the correct column 1 with the column 2. Nitrates. If the nitrate concentration is more in water, such type of the water we are going to take in, so they can form into they will causes a disease of blue baby syndrome. So how it is? So when we are taking as a nitrate concentrated water as a more, these nitrates they can presence in your water. Because of the presence of the nitrates in your water, they can reduce the transporting of oxygen concentration or oxygen through the blood. Oxygen transportation will be going to reduce. By the reducing the oxygen transportation, by the taking of much concentration of nitrate, they can form into a methane hemoglobin. So this situation will be going to seen in a disease of blue baby syndrome. And option B, e-wastes. E-wastes are the electronic wastes. So after the using of the electronic gadgets which are they not working properly, those all are we call as a waste only. Those e-wastes are we call as electronic waste, like as the mobiles and the computers and other things. And option C, mercury, one of the toxic element, and these are the element will be going to process diseases. With this type of the element we are going to take in as a food. Mercury was entered into the body, will be get as a disease as Minamata. In the year of 1952 in Japan, this Minamata disease was identified. Here the Minamata disease will be going to identified in Japan by the taking the mercury content of fishes. So like as a DDT. So here mercury was present in a water, that water having as aquatic animals as a fishes. Those fishes will be going to get in the fish body, the mercury element concentration will be going to present. Such type of the fishes will be going to eaten by the human being. The human beings will be going to get the disease of Minamata. That Minamata disease is caused by the mercury element. And DDT is a primary pollutant and PAN we call as a secondary pollutant. So according to this, the correct answer for the problem 1 with the problem 2, it is nitrates for the blue baby syndrome, A for 4 and E wastes as a B for 5. So A for B5 and mercury. It can cause the disease of Minamata C2. So answer is a B. And next question, select the correct statement. Pyrolysis is a combustion inside the chamber in absence of oxygen. So pyrolysis one of the method we are going to use into the burning or combustion of hospital wastes. In these are the pyrolysis, we are going to burning of these hospital wastes at the chamber. The temperature it should be present as 1650 degrees. So in the absence of oxygen, we are going to burning the hospital waste in a chamber. The mechanism it's called as a pyrolysis. The pyrolysis it is used to the burning of hospital waste in the absence of oxygen at a high decrease temperature. And option B, over half of the e-waste are generated in developed countries are exported to developing countries, mainly silicon, nickel, copper, ferrous, etc. recovered during the recycling. Yes, at the time of solid electronic waste, most of the electronic waste will be going to generated at developed countries. It will be known exporting, transporting into the developing countries like as India, China and Pakistan. So in there what are the e-waste will be known there. From this e-waste they can recovering of silicon, nickel, copper, etc. elements will be known to recycling. And option C, use of nuclear energy has two very serious inherent problems. First is accidental leakage and the second is a safe disposal of radioactive waste. So those are the radioactive waste will be going processed into the different problems into the human beings. So those are different problems are then processed into the accidental leakage, that is Chernobyl incident, and other one it is a safer disposal of radioactive waste. So those are the radioactive waste will be released from the nuclear plants. So they can these radioactive waste will not process the disease into the human being. So what the options are they given? Out of the given three options, we have to identify the correct statement. The correct statements are pyrolysis, regarding the pyrolysis and the electronic waste and the radioactive waste. These given three options are correct only. So answer is all of this.